Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tacoma Cyclist. I'm Tacoma Cyclist. Boogeyman's over there. And, oh, there's his hand. Woo, look at that. We're in our pain caves today, and we're exploring the new Neokyo worlds on Zwift. Wanted to show you how to get here. This is kind of, to me, kind of an exciting new world drop, new level, if you will, new map. And we're kind of stoked about it. It's actually kind of cool. We just spent about 90 minutes working out in it. It's new as of today, today being November 18th, 2021. If you haven't done your update yet, it's a pretty big update, so take some time to load that. And let's jump in. So you get to the Neokyo worlds by coming over to your Makuri Islands, Makuri, however you want to pronounce that. It's part of the Makuri Islands world. So it's kind of cool. They're not adding yet another set of worlds that gets put into rotation. It's just part of that rotation. I kind of wish like Paris and France were set up like that. That would seem to make a lot of sense in my opinion, but it's not. So this is part of the Makuri Islands, and there's several different routes that you can ride in here, and it's actually kind of cool. There's several they're almost like a maze. So let's take a look at some of these. Again, in Makuri Island up here, and you come up to your routes, and all of these up here are your standard Makuri loops, but then you get down to the Neokyo all-nighter, and you can see, like I said, it's kind of a maze. You go all over the place. You see some of these jagged lines. You're actually like riding through the insides of businesses and stuff. Not a whole lot of climbing on these routes. There's a couple of little climbs here and there, but nothing big. Neon flats. This is the route we're going to do here in just a second. That's because the Boogeyman's still on this. We did one of our workouts here on this route just a minute ago. Railways and rooftops. A little bit more climbing on this just because you're going up onto the roofs. Same thing with rooftop rendezvous. These are back into your Makuri Islands, but there are a couple that, well, we've got one more here that's specifically within Neokyo. You actually get into this kind of set of worlds here in a second where you actually leave Neokyo and then go into Makuri, which is kind of cool, a mixture of both worlds. Like if you want to see kind of both environments within one ride and get a little more distance in, it totally works. And there's a couple of those. That is not one of them. Wandering Flats here is. So a couple new worlds that are added, few more opportunities for you to get some more badges and some more XP, and all in all, pretty cool world. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at these new worlds. I'm going to go ahead and ride with the Boogeyman here. Ride with the Boogeyman. So we're going to jump on. We're not going to ride real hard. We're just going to kind of take you through a quick tour of the worlds themselves. I don't actually even see the Boogeyman, so I'm going to have to assume that he's right with me here. All right. So, first things first. The colors on this are out of this world. They're pretty cool. I'm actually pretty stoked by the visuals on this. We use gaming laptops, which have kind of a high-end dedicated video card with dedicated video RAM. And I will tell you that it tends to render things pretty well overall. And in this world, you've got this kind of wet look to the roads, and you've got all of this neon. Really good attention to detail. So the Boogeyman and I are gamers off the bike. We like to play some video games. Particularly, we're really into Call of Duty. And I gotta tell you, if the developers over there would pay a little attention to what the folks here at Zwift are doing with regards to providing content, detail, rendering, attention to detail, world building, it'd be a better franchise. I mean, of course, if they'd also stop, abusing their employees too, but that's a different story. So let's take a look at the world again. This particular lap, or loop, is relatively flat. Most of them are. But look at the richness and the detail on this. Super awesome. Of course, there's some running opportunities. I will say, I don't know if we're going to see it here, but there are cars on these roads. And it was the first time I think that I've actually seen a car on Zwift. I think we both experienced a little PTSD. and thought we were about to get honked at or somebody was going to try to hit us. I don't know that I like cars in Zwift. I think I come to Zwift to avoid the cars. But yeah, again, look at the detail on this. And, you know, from my perspective, from my opinion, I think this course is going to be fantastic for racing. If you like to do Zwift races, I think this is going to be great. The ones that have a little bit of punchy climbing are punchy enough that if you are a lighter rider, you're probably going to do pretty well. You can see those street signs up there. They kind of indicate just how crazy some of these roads are. They also have flat routes like this, which would make for a good pseudo crit. You know, when the Boogeyman and I ride on Zwift, 90% of the time we are doing dedicated workouts. We're not doing JRA sessions or just riding around. Partly because while the realism of Zwift is cool and it can suck you in, especially since, you know, we have some up here, the way that we've got this set up, the main laptop is here, our display is up here, so we can, it's really immersive. We've got a large wraparound screen, but most of the worlds just aren't very, oh, see, there's the cars, yep. Little PTSD going on here. Don't hit us, guys. Oh, and notice this is one of a few sprints on this lap that we managed to go 47 seconds on. Anyway, I think the colors are vibrant enough, and I think the intensity of the environment is such that it's probably a little easier for me to get sucked into this than it is like Richmond. I love the Richmond world. I've been on those very streets, and they're pretty, you know, it's pretty accurate for a cartoonish looking game. But the level of detail on this, look at the plants. Look at the plants up in the window there. Look at the fact they put blinds across some of the windows, but not all of them. Yeah, sure, the people, the avatars, you know, that's where real like 3D gaming has an advantage over Zwift. But this world building, I mean, look at these fools on the side dancing. Cool, I guess. But it's all these little details. This is what I've been waiting on. Thank you, Zwift, for knocking this one out of the park. I think your software engineers deserve a huge pat on the back. Your artists, your rendering artists, your 3D world builders, great job, just wonderful. Keep this kind of work up. I know Zwift probably saw pretty large profit margins over the last year and a half, 2 years, as everybody kind of jumped inside to start riding, thanks to the pandemic. And this is what they were doing with their money. Keep it up. So anyway, here we go. We're about to start entering into some of these inside worlds, which I think are kind of cool. When we go into arcades and things, this is unique. It's different than anything you've done on Zwift before. I'm looking forward to jumping back into this world more and more for sure. Anyway, on this particular course, there's a couple different sprints, and they come right one after another. So if you're after some green jersey love, this is a great world to do it in. A couple 25-ish second sprints, a couple shorter sprints. I say a couple of each. It's really, I think, one or two of each. There's definitely a few. And again, just the detail. I mean, look at the surface of the streets here. I mean, of course it's cartoonish, but it's as good as you're going to get. Okay, this is going to age really badly, because in like 10 years, we're going to have something that looks 100% realistic. But right now, this is as good as it gets. And I'm stoked. Pay attention, Call of Duty, Treyarch, and Activision, because this is how you build a world. We haven't had any glitches at all, no rendering problems, and this is really complex. So, freaking A. Alright, so on our screen, don't worry, you know, the Castle KOM is not in here, in this world. We've got our screen set to constantly cycle. every single jersey opportunity there is. No, the Castle KOM is not here. The Village Sprint is not here. Alright, so we'll just keep cruising here for a little bit. Let you take a look at the world. I really love the tackiness of all of the neon. Personally, I haven't been to Tokyo. This is supposed to be modeled after Tokyo in some way. Maybe not modeled, but homage to Tokyo. I love the excessively garish neon. Again, it brings your attention in, keeps you focused. And the world is crazy enough, zigzaggy and twisty and turny. You know, it's not one of those things where you're going to just memorize the world real soon. You'll have to be thinking, oh wait, when's that next turn coming up? Even if you got the map up there, well, up there in the corner, you're still going to get turned around. To me, this particular loop, and a couple other loops here, I actually like the flat or flatter Zwift loops. Sure, I like climbing on Zwift or whatever. It's cool, it's fun. But I actually kind of like the flat ones because, again, the Boogeyman and I tend to do more workouts, structured workouts on Zwift. And if we're following a workout file, I don't know. When I'm going up a hill and I'm doing 60 watts because I'm on a recovery effort, when you're going so slow, you know, I always feel like I want to go into Strava and add distance after I'm done. Because I'm like, well, I worked out for an hour and a half, but it was mostly uphill and I was doing 60 watts for a lot of it, so Zwift had me doing like 3 miles an hour. I like these flatter loops like this just because if you're going to do a workout, it's great to do it. If you like climbing, virtual climbing on a bike, yeah, these worlds, they have short, punchy climbs, kind of, you know, Central Park-esque climbs. Nothing as steep as some of those though. All right, I'm going to hope that we get to the little arcade here soon enough, and I think we should. I don't want to run the stream too long, and I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to the world as it is. And I tell you what, if you're watching the stream and you notice that I don't have a heart rate, you know, I would love for somebody here to help me troubleshoot this. I got a Wahoo ticker right here. I have a different heart rate monitor right here. Both of them, and I have a Garmin as well. All of them. I put a fresh battery in, and the very next day, the lights turn on, but then they won't read. So if anybody out in YouTube land can tell me what's going on with that, I'd love to know. I'm even using the electrode gel now. I picked up some of that on Amazon. It's like $3 for a little tube of it that'll last you a couple of years. And it helps with accuracy, but it can only be accurate if it actually works. And I think I have a heart. I don't know. I've been accused of being heartless. So, I don't know, if you have any tips, throw them in the chat, throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. I just put a fresh battery in this one last night and nothing. And the lights show, but they won't read. Alright, so yet again, another sprint here. You can tell we've been rocking these hardcore sprints. You know, KOM on this thing is like probably 20 seconds. We put in a good 33 at our fastest. But again, we weren't sprinting. Besides, my sprints are a joke anyway. Alright, we're about to go, I believe, into, I think, one of the cooler sections. Again, these road surfaces, up an off-leash dog over there. I really think they're trying to give us PTSD, or trigger us. I saw a giant off-leash dog. I see cars. I see pedestrians. Aren't these all the things we want to avoid when we get on Zwift? I feel like I should be ringing a virtual bell and yelling at somebody that's wearing AirPods that isn't listening because they're walking right in the middle of the road. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm triggered. Alright, so obviously you can do the route in reverse, and there's another sprint coming the opposite direction. So one other interesting touch about these worlds, I believe they're meant to play out in the dark at all times. A lot of the other worlds will change lighting conditions and time of day. I believe these are intended to stay dark for the specific purpose of highlighting kind of their crazy color saturations and palettes. But again, I would love to do a race on these courses. I'd love to do a race on this type of course in real life. This just looks wicked cool, but if they do a race, I'm signing up for that sucker for sure. Okay, well, I don't want to keep the stream going forever. I just wanted to introduce you to the worlds. I'd love to have gotten into the indoor arcade stuff, but trust me, it's every bit as cool as I'm making it out to be. We're not going to get there probably tonight on the stream, but that's okay. Hop on Zwift, ride it. Remember, go to Mercury Islands, and it is set up so it's set up so you can ride it when Mercury is one of the worlds. Got a comment, how am I on the Legion Destroyer? That would be the boogeyman over here. If you haven't actually watched it already, check out our video where the boogeyman takes on Legion and actually holds his own pretty freaking well in the Southern California and Nevada state or regional championship crit about a month and a half ago. Thanks for asking. We're doing great. Looking forward to race season, and that's what, 4.5 months away. So, but I have a coach for the first time in a long time, and I'm super excited about it. And Boogeyman is just getting stronger and stronger by the day, so I can't keep up with him. All right, well, we'll go ahead and call the stream here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Got a few live viewers, but we'll keep the stream up so people can watch this. Feel free to put some stuff in the comments. And look, another sprint. This one's one of those super short ones. Love to go for this one, but again, I'm not a sprinter. We'll keep the stream up so you can watch it, and if you have any questions, if you have any comments, suggestions, put it down in the comments. Love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed already, we'll have some live stream races, Zwift races. We're working on some live streaming for real live races too. That's coming next year. And let us know what you think. If you like the videos, let us know. If you don't like them, tell us what we can do differently. We're here to listen. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and we will see you.